In this video, we're going to have a look at what a free hit team would look like for game week 20. Very little turnaround and very little time. Let's have a look at it. So with very little time between game weeks, less than 48 hours, and we haven't even got, in fact, between game week 19 and 20, I think I worked it out, something like, 20 hours, something less than that, between the end of the Manchester United and Newcastle fixture and then the Arsenal Wolves kicking off early on the 28th. So we haven't really got a lot of time to have a look at our sides. These are the fixtures up on the left-hand side. If we are going to put together a free hit side, remember, it's just a one-hit wonder. Your side will revert back to what it was at the start of the game week or the end of game week 19. You'll get that side for game week 21. So, other things to consider. There is a double game week 22 coming up. That looks huge. It may be, at the time of recording, the only fixture to fall foul of things at the moment. Aston Villa versus Leeds. So, there is another game I think is worth mentioning. Everton versus Newcastle. Everton couldn't get a side out against Burnley, so can they get one out against Newcastle? That worries me. In terms of FPL assets, I don't think that's too concerning. So most of us should have a decent side to get out, but things can change all the time, as you can imagine. Other thing to consider when we're putting this free hit together, and I'll go through the team which I will select in a minute, is rotation. A lot of these players, only been 48 hours, won't get a lot of news in terms of niggles, who's available, who isn't. People will be rested for the games coming up on New Year's Day. So, very unpredictable lineups. So, leaving your free hit till the very last minute is absolutely advisable. And in this video, we'll go into a bit of a deep dive with the stats. This is just a one-hit wonder. Really, the fixtures and form is perhaps the only two things, not the more longer-term view of fixtures either. So, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it if you hit that like. Any comments, please leave them below. In the meantime, let's have a look at the side. In goal, I think got a great fixture at home to Wolves. Not saying Wolves are a side we could target, but they're certainly a side struggle for goals. So Ramsdale, absolutely happy to put him in. Arsenal doing well, keeping clean sheets. He's in for me. Defensively, Alonso looks good. Brighton again aren't scoring many goals, so Alonso looks like a good pick getting forward as well. He's a worry about rotation because he is playing in the Aston Villa game. Same with Reece James, but not a lot of competition for him in that right back area. But I'm happy to double up on that Chelsea defence playing Brighton. Cancelo, he again looks like he plays pretty much every single game. We're at Brentford, even though they conceded 3 against Leicester, still good defensively and offers good attacking returns. Cancelo's got to be in there, even at that price. I'm not put off. Trent would have had a rest, nailed, playing away at Leicester. You can see Leicester scoring, but he's just got such potential in terms of getting goal involvements. I would definitely want Trent in that side. I'm not perturbed by that price at all. I think he's an absolute must-have, and they could easily still keep a clean sheet, Liverpool. Lastly, I think Manchester United tightened up a great deal of late. Home to Burnley, again, big goal shy, 4.5. Can't have all premium options in this. I'm happy to go 5 across the back. That looks like a good option. Keeping Wan-Bissaka at the side, I like him. Midfield then, going across it. Bowen got an assist in his previous game week 19. 6.5 playing up front. Will Antonio keep his place? Possibly, but you can't see Bowen getting dropped. And away at Watford, I think good opportunity. West Ham still scoring goals, even if they're not getting the results they would like. Jota, Leicester defensively having problems. Hit with injuries. 6 at Man City. No shame in that. But Jota, we know how potent that Liverpool side is. He's going to be in there. Salah has to be. Before he goes off onto the AFCON, he'll play for sure. And then I've got Gallagher. As we'll see, I'm not sure we'd have to drop someone to the bench. It possibly would be Gallagher, but again, at home to Norwich, I quite like Palace. I don't think I'll be put off by the fact they lost at Tottenham 3-0. Had 10 men. Gallagher still gets the nod for me. I think he's got great numbers. I like him. Up front, very simple for me, this one, guys. Ronaldo plays at home to Burnley. Has to be. On pens as well. Just nailed for me. And here on Antonio. Confident he'll start. He got 45 minutes. Game week 19, he would have had a rest now, come back into the side. Away at Watford, I think West Ham still scoring goals. I think he's important. Back on the goal sheet today, he plays for me. So that would be my side. Open to suggestions we want to do these positions. For me, there's definitely a few absolute nailed on must stay. The likes of Salah, Jota, Ronaldo, I think would have to be in that side. On the bench, we got literally made it from cheapest players in order to afford this side, which is 102.1. Gallagher is my player on the bench that if anyone else has been rotated, he would come in. You could argue that you might want another bench player. Hopefully you'll get a bit of team news before this comes out, or information about players not being available. Otherwise, you've got Gallagher as your safety net to come into that side. Other options, guys, happy to talk about. Kane. You will notice that a complete absence of Tottenham players. I think away at Southampton, I'm not convinced it's a great fixture for them. Something great result today against West Ham. I don't think I'd want to target any Tottenham fixtures for this match. You might completely disagree with me. Personally, I think I've got enough with Jota, with Salah in there as well. I'm happy with that midfield. But Kane, I totally understand if you want to go Son as well. You would have to think about dropping the likes of Salah to do that. I'm not sure I'd want to, given that Leicester defence looks a bit fragile at the moment. Dennis is absolutely an option. He should play, had a rest. He'll be going to AFCON, so maybe it'll be a bit differential because other people are getting rid of him. West Ham are conceding goals. KDB, why not? He's getting on the score sheet, getting assists. He's had some goal returns of late. Absolutely, could be a good option. Away at Brentford, you can certainly see Man City getting some sort of returns there. Mason Mount, interestingly enough, he plays most games. He's been scoring goals, getting assists. I could absolutely see him coming in there. Would you want him instead of Jota? Possibly, just to vary it up a bit. And lastly, Maddison. Scoring and getting assists away at Manchester City. He could certainly do the same against Liverpool, especially if they don't have Virgil van Dijk. You could see Leicester scoring against anyone. So, a few other options there for you. Guys, I hope that was of some use to you. Please click that like button, hit the subscribe. Any comments, let me know. In the meantime, best of luck. Speak to you soon.